Good morning, Susan and Katie. Hi, Cindy and Mary Lou. We'll wait just about 30 seconds to welcome some more people. If you wouldn't mind sharing this Facebook Live, I would appreciate it very much. Hi there, Pam and Joan. So nice to have you all. I hope you all had a good weekend. Mine was very good. Trying to think, Friday evening, I can't remember what Emily and I did Friday evening. Probably watched a movie or something. Oh no, I didn't. I had a sore back for 2 days, and Friday evening I just laid on the couch. Yeah, just laid on the couch and tried to read a book, but I don't know, it's slowly gotten better. But it was a long week with that. And then Saturday, I watched, as maybe many of you did, the remembrance and memorials of 9/11 attacks. Very moving, very emotional, kind of took me back to that feeling of sadness and grief and anxiety that I felt 20 years ago. But I really wanted to watch. It's so important that we remember what happened on that day, but also remember what happened in the days following, the weeks following, the months following, how our country came together as one. And I long for that unity again, and very tragic. And I would never want something like that to happen again, obviously. But I do hope that we can come back to a place of unity and peace and respect and kindness. I think we need that. And then watch the Ohio State game. It was a little disappointing for us Buckeyes because we're not used to losing, but I guess losing makes us appreciate the wins a little bit more. And we do have a very young team this year. Our quarterback is a true freshman. When he played a week ago, that was his first college game. And, he's doing his best and he'll learn. And it was still fun to watch. I had my sister and my daughters, my future son-in-law all here. The house got a little loud, but that's okay. We love our Buckeyes. And yesterday I was very fortunate to go travel from my home in Westerville to Cincinnati, Mason, where I used to live, and get together with some other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and some of my teammates, uplines, that sort of thing. So the first thing I want to do is show you the swaps from yesterday. We got together for a shoebox swap. That means each person prepares card supplies for their one card that they designed, enough for everybody to make one. And I think there were 9 of us yesterday. So let me show you some of the different cards before we get in today's project. So here's the first one. This is by Paula Matre. Love that paper. And this is something I don't have. I have all other elements of the card, but not the cat. Does anybody have the cat? I don't even know what the name of the set is, to tell you the truth. This was designed by Sharon Shreve, and it uses that goat set. Again, I don't have it, so it's always fun to make things with the sets I don't have. But I love this. I got you a cake, and then inside it says, but I ate it. And this is like the bite out of the cake. I thought that was cute. This is something I showed a few weeks ago, the Tower card. But this was designed by Susie Brunk using the Cutest Halloween bundle. And our friend Joyce Whitman showed us a little bit different way of making this. So I'm going to do this for another Facebook Live and change it because I like it better. If you remember from that previous Facebook Live where I showed you how to make the tower card, I used cardstock for the inside and I felt it was a little thick for mailing. Well, now we're using Designer Series paper and just building that tower part first and then adding the 4 panels. So I'm going to redo that for us. I love this card. How simple, how elegant. What a simple layout that we can repeat with any of our stamp sets and Designer Series papers. Really fall-like. This was made by Pat Drabala on my team. Joyce Lutterby designed this card. Isn't that wonderful? I especially love all the scalloped layers from the, I think it's called Scallop Contours dies, part of the Color and Contour bundle. Look at this one. That was, let's see, Michelle, I believe her last name is Landell, designed this one. And she used the Merriest Moments stamp set and the Merriest Frames dies. And by the way, the Merriest Moment stamp set and the Merriest Frames hybrid dies or hybrid embossing folder, I'll be using in Wednesday night's Facebook Live. So you don't want to miss that. I want to be able to show you everything that that amazing bundle does. And this, of course, we all love the penguins. And if you're somebody waiting on that penguin punch, I'm so sorry, but it is and will be worth the wait, I promise you. And then this one was made by, I want to try and think, this was Sherry Parker. Sherry was the host for us yesterday. And this one was made by Kelly Skidmore. And we're going to do some casing of this because I think this is really fun. It has a card closure. So I'm going to show you how to make that. And then lastly, I want to show you this. This is one of those diaper fold candy holders. And Sherry Parker, who hosted yesterday, made these little treat favors for each of us. So it was really, really lots of fun. All right, let me lay these aside. Moving right along, we only have about 2 weeks left of celebration. So if you have not taken advantage of the special incentives with our summer celebration, I hope you will. You can get in free exclusive products when you shop, when you host, and it's very easy to host a virtual party. And I still have plenty of time in the next 2 weeks for you to host a virtual party with me. My friend Joyce hosted, and she got, I believe, over $120, maybe $130 worth of free product, plus a half price item. So she did very well. And you know what? All you have to do is invite the people. The work is on me, and it really is a lot of fun to do this virtually. And you don't even have to clean your house or prepare food. It's so simple for you. So if you're interested, let me know right away and we'll get you scheduled. And then finally, there's a special for people who join my Merry Stampers team right now. We have 12 bundles from our holiday mini catalog. And when you join my team right now, $99 plus tax, free shipping, you get to choose one of these extra bundles. So you first get to choose $125 a product, pay $99 plus tax. And on top of that, that's our usual starter kit incentive or purchase. You also get to choose one of these bundles. And they range in price from about $30 to $60-ish. So super great value. I welcome everybody to my team, whether you are new to stamping or very experienced, whether you just want to enjoy the discount and be a happy discount shopper, or you want to build a business, or you want to do something in between. I'm here to help you with all of that and make the most of your time as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Right now, I am ready to flip my camera around so we can get started with today's project. While I'm doing that, please do share this Facebook Live so that others can join in the fun that we're sharing today. Welcome to everybody to Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe on this Monday morning, September 13th. I'm always happy to start my work week with a Facebook Live. So thank you for being here. It just really gets me in the mood, especially a week like this when I have long lists of things that I need to accomplish in my business this week. So I showed you this card designed by Kelly Skidmore with this fun closure, and we're going to make something similar to this. We will use the delicate dahlias. I'm changing up the embossing folder to Tasteful Textiles, I believe it's called. And I'm changing up the colors and a couple of the layers, the sizes of the layers. So let me put this here for you to see. And I will give you the measurements as we go through this together. What I want to tell you is I'm using 3 different colors today. Polished Pink, So Saffron, and Coastal Cabana. Now, I'm not always good with putting together color combinations. So this morning, I simply started with Magenta Madness. I love that color, haven't used it in a while. So I pulled that out, and then I went to my color coach. And you can find the PDF for all of these in the file section here. And if you're having trouble finding it, let me know. I'll try to remember to repost that today just to make it easier for you to find. But anyways, so I just picked one of the color combinations on this card, which happened to be Magenta Madness, Coastal Cabana, and So Saffron. So that's how I came up with my color combination, because I know that's not always the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to start by doing some stamping, and I'm going to set up my stamps. If you'll notice, I have marks on each of these, red marks, and I did that so that it's easier for me to match up the solid on top of the outline of my dahlias when I'm stamping. If you do that up front, it just takes a lot less time when you use that same set of stamps in the future. And then, did you see what I did to line them up on the blocks pretty closely? Because that means that too will help me to easily line them up. So I'm going to start by stamping the outline with my Magenta Madness. You know, actually, I think we should start with the sentiment first, okay? She used You Inspire Me. And the reason I'm saying let's think about the sentiment first is because depending on what sentiment I use, I might want to change where I'm stamping the flower. So I'm going to use the Oh So Happy For You. I just think that's a neat sentiment. Let's see if I can close this up, Mary. Come on. Doesn't want to go. There we go. And I'm going to stamp this just down in the corner. I'm also going to need some scrap paper. Let me use this again. And this time I'm going to stamp off a little bit because I also want to just give it a little bit different look by stamping off my cardstock. And then because I lined up my stamps with those red arrows, it's going to make it very easy for me to line everything up here. And if it's not exactly precise on every single petal, don't worry about it because it still turns out great. See that? All right, and then down here, I'm going to add some leaves. Oh, do you remember the other day when I showed you the masking? I wonder if I can find my mask quickly in here in my garbage can. Probably not, because I've done a lot of work since then. But if you want to make it quick, you can do some, or make it more realistic, you can cut that mask out. Let's do that really quickly. And I don't even need to cut out the whole mask because I'm just adding a little bit of leaf right here. So I'm really just going to cut in this section, excuse me, where my leaves will possibly go. So that's another tip from masking. If you missed the masking demonstration, that was on my very last Facebook Live from Friday. And we actually used the same stamp set, Delicate Dahlias. But here's another tip. If you're only adding another stamped image, you don't need to cut out an entire mask for your image. You can just do part of it, like I am today, which also will save you some time. So I'm just going to fit that right there. And I guess I will stamp the leaves in Coastal Cabana, which is not a typical color I would choose for leaves, but because those are the three colors I'm working with today on this card, I'm going to give it a go. And remember, the purpose of masking is to add dimension. It makes things appear as if they're in front of or behind other images. And for this, I'm going to stamp off before I stamp onto my cardstock. And there you can see how that masking worked. So it appears that the leaf is sitting behind my dahlia. Get it? All right, let's put the rest of our card together. I'll move all these ink pads and things out of the way. So this piece of white cardstock that I used measures 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And when I put this on my blog in the next few days, I will have all the measurements written out for you. But 2 3/4 by 4. And then the next layer, my So Saffron, is 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm going to add some more dimension to my card by doing some embossing of this piece of Coastal Cabana. So I will be using the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. Now, most of our embossing folders, you do need the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the regular size, because of the width of your embossing folders. We have a few that are narrow embossing folders, and those work well with this, or you can use them in the mini machine. But if you do use lots of embossing folders, this larger machine is kind of a must. Isn't that pretty? It's just simple and subtle, and it works so often. It's kind of my go-to, I'll say, my go-to embossing folder. And I need to give you that dimension. So let's build backwards, because then I'll remember the dimensions a little better. So my base is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it 4 1/4 as usual. I'm adding a polished pink layer that measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Be sure and comment throughout, because I will be giving this card away today. I have a piece of So Saffron that measures 5 3/4 inches. 5 3/4. And then this embossed piece measures 4 7/8 by 3 5/8 inches. So lots of layers on this card, but it's a fun way to show off our color combination. Now, when you add this to the card, you want to be sure that you have this up on dimensionals so that you can tuck that closure right underneath. Does anybody have the Delicate Dahlias? Carrie Simpson says she loves this color combination. Wonderful. Char really likes that embossing folder too. Awesome. I think I saw a new name here. I'm not sure if I even said it out loud. I'm going to see who that is. I see Anna. Where was it? Ruby. I'm not sure if you've been with me before or not, Ruby. I'm so glad you're here. And if this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, thanks for coming back. All right, so I have that now. So here, the trick is adding that closure. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the tailored tag punch, just like Kelly did on this card. And I'm going to punch it with my sort of the focal color. And that is the Magenta Madness. So let me pull a Magenta Madness scrap. Right? Yes, okay. Wanted to make sure I got the right color there. Magenta Madness. I think I said polished pink earlier. Did I say polished pink? All right, and then you just want to fold this in half. And if you feel more comfortable using your scoring tool to get it right down the middle, that's fine, but it's easy enough to fold in half like that. And really, you can do this with so many different punches. Oh, Ruby, it is your first time. I'm so glad you're here. So what you're going to do with your card closed and adhesive only on 1/2 of the inside of that folded punch, you're just going to center it, or if you want it someplace else, that's fine, but I'm going to center mine here. It looks pretty even. Just press it down so it attaches in back, and then you're going to tuck the front side right under the layers that we popped up on dimensionals. So when somebody gets this, they can just pull that and open it. So it's just a fun, clever way to make a card closure. It's a lot more interesting to the recipient of your handmade card. I think they'll like it very much. Oh, Shar says that the tailored tag punch is one of her go-tos. Awesome. But really, it would work with so many of our punches. The double oval punch, it would work with the fancy label punch, or Label Me Fancy, I guess it's called. But I just think the closure idea is just kind of fun. Add some fun to it. Now, of course, I know all of you like bling, so let's add a little bit of bling. Oh, I was going to mention about the dahlias. I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I look at a stamp set and I'm thinking, okay, what color are dahlias? Or I need some color combinations for birds or whatever. Sometimes I will just Google, like today, I Googled dahlias and it came up with, and then you click images, and I got lots of photos of real life, true dahlias in all kinds of colors, and I'm always amazed. And really, dahlias come in just about every single color. So that was pretty neat and pretty fun to do. So sometimes I even do that to help myself with color combinations. I'm actually going to add some of these pale papaya jewels to the center because many dahlias have more than one color in them. So I think I'll just make this a little kind of interesting with a different color center. I guess it's not exactly centered, but that's okay. I guess it's off the page. And I'm also going to add, this is actually polished pink, but I think it works right there on the closure to add a little bit of bling. And then because I couldn't decide if I wanted bling or ribbon, I chose both. And this ribbon actually happens to have some bling on it as well. So I'm just going to make a small, I guess I could do a knot, but I'm going to make a small bow with this. This is our white glittered organdy ribbon. You can find it in the holiday catalog. Actually, it also comes in black, which is really fun too. And I think you can find, well, this one's in the holiday catalog. I think the black is pictured in the holiday catalog, but you can also find it in the annual catalog. But it's white glittered organdy ribbon. I know it's a mouthful. And then we have black glittered organdy ribbon. By the way, if anybody knows the name of this little thing or has a creative name for it, will you let me know? Because I thought this would be a fun activity to do with my team, is to make these ribbon charms, but I'm trying to find these and I don't even know what to call it. And then of course, I always add my bows using just one mini glue dot on the back of the knot. And I'm not sure where I want to add it. I think kind of like it up here in between the flower and leaves. All right, what do you think? Yes, Joyce, that Google tip on color combinations, it's so true. Even look up birds or birds of the US or whatever, or penguins. It's just a really good way to come up with some new color combinations. And I think that's something that we all kind of struggle with at times. So things like the Color Coach or searching on Google are great helpers to us. Okay, so once again, this is my inspiration card. I got something yucky on there from Kelly. and I wanted to show it because I just thought that card closure using the tailored tag punch was so interesting and fun. So this is the card we made together. What do you all think? Oh, Leah, you have dahlias in your yard. Oh, lots of bright colors. Wonderful. I bet it's beautiful. Okay, it looks like you all like this. If you would like to win this card, please type the word Dahlia in the comments now. Dahlia, D-A-H-L-I-A. And I'm getting that from Delicate Dahlia, the stamp set that we use today. But this is one of our celebration stamp sets that can be earned with a $100 purchase. And like I said, there's still plenty of time to do that, about 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks left in our celebration promotion. And again, if I can help you earn exclusive free products by purchasing, hosting, which is super fun, or joining my Merry Stampers family of demonstrators, I would love to share that opportunity with you and talk with you more about that. So all you have to do is contact me and I will get back to you soon and we'll get it all worked out for you. All right, that is the end of today's demonstration. I appreciate you being here, spending part of your Monday with me. You will see this on my blog very soon, and it will include all the measurements of all the layers I used on this card, as well as the supply list. So if you would like to win this, please do type the word Dahlia, and I'll be choosing a winner very shortly. Have a great week. I hope to see you on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my projects that night will be featuring the Merriest Moments bundle, which includes the Merriest Frames dies and the hybrid embossing folder. That hybrid embossing folder is so fun, so unique, and makes beautiful cards. So I have lots to show you on Wednesday evening. And on Friday, we'll be doing Halloween treats. And I have a few different ways to show you how you can gift Halloween treats, even gift cards, and prepare some fun treat favors for all your trick-or-treaters. Have a great day.